Thanks, Sharon. Hi, everyone, and welcome to 3 Women, 1 Vision, the Regent Business Club podcast. And today I am joined by the lovely Sharon Rotherham and Anne. And we're going to be delving into what it is to start a business. So the challenges, things that you've learned along the way. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun with it. So thank you for joining us, Sharon.
Thank you for having me, Steph. It's really kind of you to invite me.
Oh, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Sharon Rotherham. I am from Widnes in Cheshire all my life. I'm a local chartered accountant. I've practiced for 30 years here, and I'm an entrepreneur and businesswoman.
Wow. I really can't wait for today's episode. This week has just flew by.
Hasn't it?
We've had a week of admin.
Yeah.
Just constant admin. So I'm really looking forward to coming out of the office, getting back in this studio. I can't believe it's a week since we've done our last one. Wow. So I'm really looking forward to this episode, Sharon.
I know.
Really am.
We're made up to have you.
Thank you.
So let's just dive in then. Let's go back right to the start. So what did life look like for you before you had your business, before it was Sharon Rotherham Chartered Accountants it started off as?
That was my first branded name. I have rebranded several times, but before that I was training to be an accountant for a long time. It takes ages.
Yeah.
I actually left school without any qualifications at all.
Okay.
And I had my baby girl really young, which changed the perspective of everything for me.
Yeah.
So then that's when I decided to educate myself to provide for her, because it was clear that nobody else was going to do that.
How old was you when you had your little girl?
Just 21, 3 weeks after my 21st birthday, but it was like a punch in the face. I wasn't ready for it at all.
Yeah.
You know, and it was very, very hard. I'm not a natural mother. It really didn't come naturally to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I started.
And what was life like for you then, when obviously you were 21, 3 weeks after your 21st?
It was very difficult because it was 1991 and the economy was shocking then, and there was no work. There was no work at all. You could wait all week for the weekly paper to come and there would be like one job in it. Interest rates were through the roof. Poverty was through the roof.
Was that when they had was it like the recession round then? Or?
No, there was another one then in 2009, but you probably weren't born.
In 2009 I was.
No, I mean in 1991.
Yeah. No, I was 87.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was 87.
So she's a 91 baby, and it was very, very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard times for the country, not just for me. But it was very clear that if I didn't do something drastic, I was going to be facing the factories for the rest of my life, as all my family did before me, and I didn't want that.
Yeah.
For her, really.
So you took the decision then to think, right, I'm going to do something about it, and you started your training in accountancy.
The truth is, you won't believe this, honestly, ladies. I had my baby on the bus and she was a few months old, and the bus stopped outside an accountancy practice, and he had a big gold sign on the door.
Yeah.
And it said, my competitor up the road, BA Honours, ACA. And I thought, God, it must be great to be dead clever like that. You know, just imagine that. So I got off the bus at the next stop and I went to the careers office with my baby. I looked about 15 and they were horrible to me. And I said, I want to be one of their chartered accountant things that he is there. And she said, well, what, have you got a degree? I said, no. She said, have you got A-levels? I said, no. She said, have you got O-levels as it was in that day? I said, no. And she was nasty. She went, well, you need 10 O-levels, 4 A-levels and a degree. So I was like, oh, okay. But sometimes that really motivates me when somebody says that I can't do it something.
Yeah.
But I'd always liked the idea of accountants because I worked at the bookies and I was good at it. And I didn't know that I was good, but I was better than anybody that I worked with. I was faster in my head, and working behind the bar, I could add up in my head. So that's what kind of motivated me. Also, when I was a barmaid, I did a stint in London, and somebody posh came in, a pinstripe suit man, you know, and I was talking to him, I don't think I was actually 18. I shouldn't have been serving, but I was. And in them days, they didn't care. They didn't care.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I'd like to be one of those accountants. And he choked on his pint. Honest to God, that's his truth. He went, it's like, what? You know? He was posh from down south. Obviously, I'm a northerner. So yeah, that's what kind of drives me on when somebody says you can't do something on implies that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
So I took a risk of just going straight into do 2 A levels, which mean I would need 2 grade A's or B's to get into university. They said do O levels and then do 4, but I thought no, I can do it. So I just did 2.
That's amazing.
And having a baby, it was challenging. I didn't drive.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford the bus fare to college. Used to walk.
Oh.
I know. And then I was cocky clever, so I didn't have to go into every class because if I didn't have a babysitter, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I managed to kind of wing my way through it and got 2 A's. Got into Liverpool John Moores. I got into the Liverpool Red Brick, but it didn't have a nursery. John Moores had a lot of money spent on it.
Yeah.
And there was a nursery, which was in them days like, wow.
Yeah.
So I used to get on the bus every day for more than an hour with my little girl, who I realised how good she was now.
Yeah, imagine having a baby now on a bus.
She was like 3, and she was great. She was great. We used to go, loads of books, very heavy. And again, I got through it.
Yeah.
At the end of the course, there was 56 people on my degree. Only 5 got chartered training contracts.
Wow.
I know. Brilliant. And I thought I weren't going to get one because every form for the Big 4 and everything was dependence. Sexism was rife. Not that I ever whinge about that. If you're good enough, you'll get through. But sexism was horrendous. And the women were the worst. There's no way you can do this with a child. Because you've got to study 15 hours a week, work full-time all over the place. And, it takes unbelievable commitment. But then I went for the job that was just a CV and it didn't ask questions. Yeah. And I have to admit, I put my picture on the CV and I did look nice, if I say so myself. And he was very nice. And so because I wasn't married, they just presumed, and I worked there for a long time before I said I had a child. Yeah. Because it was really held against you. So I made a proactive decision when I was moving forward with my business, I would go for women with young children. Yeah. Because for me, like somebody I knew got one of the jobs that I didn't get, where that woman was horrible. And he was a student and he lasted 3 months. Yeah. And he went back to Stockport. Yeah. But I had the drive and commitment that I'm in every night from 7 o'clock anyway. I'm not partying. Yeah. So all I did was study. So
that's what you took over into your business then? You started employing women in similar circumstances that you were kind of in?
Yeah, and from supermarkets and giving people a chance that didn't have an O-level. None of my staff had any qualifications. Because I would think if you're hungry enough, you'll do it.
Yeah. So, wow.
It worked quite well.
Yeah. Well, yes, it did.
I can actually relate to you a little bit, Sharon, because I myself was a young mum. I was 19 when I had my eldest daughter. And I also left school with no qualifications.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like in my late 20s before I got any qualifications. At the age of 21, I had 2 little girls. Lee worked. I was the stay-at-home mum. Mm-hmm. And then when Amber was about 3, I went back to college to get all my qualifications and start and stuff. So I know how hard it is to be a young mum.
Yeah.
Like, I'm lucky because I had Lee, but I was a young mum, left school with no qualifications or anything.
I think the education standards in Widnes are absolutely appalling, and nothing's much changed. Once I read that 1 in 3 people, adults in Halton, have numeracy and literacy problems, and then getting to university and absolutely running rings around people who had 11 A's and at GCSE O-level, and I had none. I thought, I've been robbed. We're not getting educated.
Yeah.
I just thought I couldn't do it. It's absolutely shocking. Yeah. It's something I feel really passionate about.
But do you know what from discussing your story then, you just absolutely believed in yourself. You seen something, like literally a sign, and have gone, I want to do that, and this, I'm going to make it happen. Obviously, your business just went from strength to strength to strength. What would you say, looking back at like the early days, would be like the biggest challenges you faced? So obviously you've got your qualifications now. You're going to start your business.
Yeah.
What would you say like were your biggest challenges?
I think I was a little bit cocky and a bit off more than I could chew because I'd always achieved better than everybody else in my class or in my work. So I thought, I can do that. I can go on my own. I was uncomfortable in Liverpool. It was very posh and very sexist. And I don't mean that by today's standards. I mean sexist.
Yeah.
I was only woman on a team of 12 men. 12 all of us, 11 men and me.
Yeah.
I was a sport. You know, you just get absolutely annihilated all day. Go to the toilet, cry, come out, hold your head up high. Don't let anybody see you do that. The point is, I was better than them anyway, so it didn't matter. So that's what I used to think. Oh, you never kind of... Some derogatory comments were said to me by a partner at my firm saying that he knew someone like me once from a council house type background. And I was like, know that I'm from a council house. Get all my suits out the catalogue. I look great. What's wrong with you? But it's your accent, especially when people speak like that.
Yeah.
And a profession, like all of them, because I used to audit the big legal firms. They're so stuck up and in another world. And I thought I'd rather deal with my own people in my own town and be my own boss. So I'd met my husband by then. I met him when I was 28. And he had businesses and he's a very, very good businessman. And he used to say, you can do that on your own. And I'd be like, I can't, you don't understand. There's loads of rules on you. And he was like, you can't do it on your own. So he introduced me to the bank. Because it's in those days, it was a case of who you know. Not what you know. It was the bank manager decided. The computer didn't decide whether to give you the money.
Well, that's what I mean. Now you don't even know who your bank manager is.
No,
do
you don't.
Where years ago it was you go in, you meet the bank manager.
And because he knew my husband, he was like really. It was great. It was at RBS in St Helens, and he was great. So I got a 30 grand loan over 5 years.
Yeah.
And I started at home in the kitchen, just a few clients building up, and then I got a shop front premises, which was like, wow, because I determined to do it modern and get rid of the old yellow net curtain, stinky kind of old-fashioned practices you'd see with solicitors that smelt musty when you go in.
Yeah.
You know, mine, everybody thought it was a hairdresser's. That's how trendy it was. My staff had tabards on because I just liked them. And because it was pink and black, people would come in and go, I thought you were a hairdresser. Are you the hairdressers on the corner? And I'd be like, I'm not a hairdresser. Not that there's anything wrong with hairdressers. I've got some great ones. But I just used to keep it really beautiful, you know, every penny that I had. And it was really, really hard. It was very hard. This is around 2001, 2002. It took me a while to get in, and then having the responsibility of the maintenance of the premises. But like I said, my husband was brilliant. His business was down the road. He would come every day, do everything for me. And he was really behind me and really supportive and really intelligent in terms of business. Not in the conventional sense, he's thick. But in terms of business, he's not. He's really good.
Yeah.
So it was great because I was able to look after my mum. He wasn't very well. I mean, I worked all the hours God sends. I did weekends. My birthday was usually on a bank holiday Monday. It was always in on my birthday. And it was roasting. Couldn't afford air conditioning. And my kids, and at the time I got my sister's kids, me and my mum did, because she died. So I went from my one daughter, my 4 stepkids, to having my sister's 3 kids as well. So it was very complex dynamic to deal with. But the flexibility, it weren't that you don't work the same hours, you work more.
Yeah.
and the worry and the stress, as you well know.
Yeah,
The
a
cash
lot of worry.
flow,
Yeah.
the waking up at night, the VAT, you know, bad debts. There's such a lot to learn, such a lot to learn in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I kept it like a community hub. I mean, today you wouldn't be able to do this because today's really strict, but it was very relaxed. The kids are coming on the way home from school. Often not my kids to go on the loo, you know, and people would just come in for a cup of tea. My husband was always asleep on the couch in reception. When I come out with the client, I think, oh God, sorry, please take no notice of him. And then he'd chat to everyone, which was even worse. So it was very, very community orientated. I didn't make a lot of money. On a bad year, you got nothing.
Yeah.
You lived off credit cards.
Yeah.
But it's that resilience to keep going, and you can't help it because you've got the load.
Did you ever feel like, I don't want to do it anymore?
Yeah.
Or was there that drive? I'm gonna do it. Or like you said, like some years if it was no cash flow, zero, you're like, is it worth it?
Oh yeah, often I'd cry, and Jim would go. He was really good, and he used to go, "That's what it's like. We've all had times like that. You've got to get through it." And it was very, very hard sometimes. And making mistakes and learning. But that gave me the ability to advise clients because I could then, when they come in, go, you know what you're going to face now.
Yeah.
You know what, you do realise the step that you took and how your life is never going to be the same. And only somebody who's worked for themselves can ever appreciate, because everybody will think, well, it's okay for you.
Yeah.
When they just don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't think people realise how hard it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what actually
especially
goes into
starting it off up and picking everything apart and thinking, oh, no, that's right. And then it's like, no, I don't like that, changing that. And
it's
sleepless
risk.
nights.
Yeah.
Are we doing it right? Are we not doing it right?
Yeah.
This is where sometimes I get annoyed if clients have staff and the staff think they've built their business, and I think, you get paid anyway. You go to work, you will get paid. And you don't have any risk. You don't, because there's always something where you can think, oh, did I do that right? Did I say that right? Did I read that last legislation? Did I miss that? Because not so much getting in trouble, but letting somebody down.
Yeah.
You know, getting somebody a tax refund and there's a mistake and then they've got to pay it back.
Yeah.
You know, that's terrifying to wake up in the night and think, I don't think I did that right, getting up on the computer just to double check my own comps. You know, it is very, very stressful.
Well, that's it. The buck stops with you, doesn't it?
It does.
You know what I mean? For everything, you know. And then you've got people, you're responsible for paying people's wages, and especially if you have employed like single mums, you must have felt such a responsibility then to make sure you're bringing in the money to be able to keep employing people.
Yeah, because they really relied on me.
Yeah.
And it was a profession, accountancy, where what qualifications you had was everything. That's how you were judged. It's better now.
Yeah.
But you were judged on what was on that piece of paper and not what your ability was.
Yeah.
So my staff never had any. Never. I used to think a lot of it was a waste of time, the educational aspect. At the university, they had us doing environmental accounting, counting the damage on the environment. I just think, this is stupid. And that 3-year degree, you could definitely do it in a year. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Well, they only do like so many months in and off and all that, don't they? Yeah. But
when did you realise, Sharon, this is really working? I'm going somewhere. People know me when.
Yeah, I started doing a question and answer column in the paper every week, a tax question, and people would start to stop me and talk to me. I tried to keep a low profile for professional reasons. I would never go in a pub or anything. I'll be seen like that, but it never really. It was only the last few years where it really boomed. It was just. Professional practices generally just give you a wage if you're lucky, you know. I got to about 2012, I started doing forensic work. And that was taking me to courts, and courts mess you about a lot. So I was away from the practice a bit, so then I decided to take a partner.
So just to clarify that, so you're saying the forensic. What is the difference?
Okay. So being a practicing accountant, it's just like being a GP, where you do kind of touch on everything. Forensics is a specialism, where you are looking. My particular area is crime, and your duty is to the court, not the client, and it's your job to give a professional opinion as an expert witness on a case. So it's just you. It isn't your staff. It can't be your staff. It's just you.
Yeah, I feel a little bit thick then because I'm asking myself what I've just asked Shannon, and I'm hoping people ain't out there thinking, we all know what forensics is. I do know what forensics is, but I meant in the accountancy.
Yeah.
Because is it the same as a forensic?
No, not science. No, it's not. Nothing. Even psychology, it's not like that at all.
So what bit thick I do know what forensics is.
You can be an expert witness in anything. Go on courses, and there's people who are got really strange subjects. You know, it just means that you know your stuff, and if there's a court case and they need a specialist in that area,
Brilliant.
It's very interesting. Yeah, it is very interesting. The world is a mad place.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So just picking back up on what you were just talking about, about the you took on the business partner.
I did.
Yeah. What happened then after you?
Well, he was younger than me and very different. He was more of an entrepreneur than a technical accountant. And I'm not the best at business because I am soft. I do a lot for nothing. And I think about people before myself. He's more ruthless than me. And he did, and he was younger, so he was more technical in terms of computers. So, and marketing. You know, he was a good asset, but of course you've got to share opinion then.
Yeah. Which
can be difficult, especially because he's not from where I'm from and has got a different mindset because he's Welsh. Which I remind him of all the time. So you just think that because you're Welsh. So that's when things started to really grow. Because he had big ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tend to hold him back, go, whoa, risk, you know. And the shop front was becoming old fashioned then. So we moved to offices, 3 sites, Widnes. We kept Widnes, not the shop front. Chester and Stockton Heath in Warrington. And they were flash. They were beautiful offices, which again, the pressure of rents at that level. So, and the staff really increased. But where it really went busy was COVID, to be honest.
Was it?
Yeah. 2 things happened. COVID, which meant half the country was due a tax refund. People stopping work. If people stop work halfway through the year, and 2 people are bored, so they're messing about.
Loads of businesses starting.
He started doing Facebook and Google ads and all these things I'd never heard of. And really getting us to a national level instead of just local. And we also then, the beauty of it, the technology that come in. So 20 years ago, someone come into my office and said to me, I'm employed, I've got a mileage claim, the employer doesn't pay. I'd say, look, you better just phone in the revenue yourself. It's not worth my time registering you as a client from what you're going to get back in a refund is not going to compensate your fee to me, so it's not worth it. That then all changed where we automated the process for somebody. So they would log on to what's like a CRM system, like a Domino's pizza app kind of. You can imagine how that changed the pizza delivery world. It did it with accountancy. So it became a step-by-step approach where the client was actually doing a lot of the pointless data themselves. And that's when we really it really oiled the wheels, and it went very busy and very big then.
Wow.
I know. It was different. And studying other people who do it, that's what we did, who were in that industry, and studied them and the way that they approach things. And because I was always conscious of when I used to see practices years ago, more solicitors, because I did audit a lot of them, that they were stuck in old times, you know, with the old partners.
I think that's sort of like with in business as well. It's knowing your own limits, knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, and like where you've gone, like, I'm not very technical, or I don't know this kind of thing, like bringing that other person in that does do it, that can elevate you to that next level.
Yeah.
Like, that's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And recognising you don't, believing in yourself at the same time, but recognising that's not for you, and tech stuff isn't for me. But
Well, it paid off.
Well, the business is still going really well, and I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
I did say when I sold half to my half to my business partner, by then it was about 4 companies. And I said to him, you have to keep a picture of me on the wall forever. And he hasn't.
Do you miss it?
No, I don't miss practice. I do a bit of forensic self-employed, but no, I don't miss practice. The rules became absolutely stupid, pointless. And, you know, it didn't make any difference if you did that. You'd waste everybody's time doing it. But there's a tick box now, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And I started to disrespect the profession, to be
Yeah.
honest. I started to think, this is stupid. Like, what am I doing here? As you hit 50 and you think, is that it? You know?
Yeah.
30 years of churning out numbers. I think it's a bit of a life change at 50. I just thought, what was that for? You know, could have had 5 kids. I would have liked 5 kids, but I couldn't because I had to work and I had to provide.
Yeah.
So I thought, what was that all for? My husband got a bit poorly then as well, which again changes your perspective. He got an enlarged prostate, and I lost a bit of time off. And when I went back, it became too corporate. It wasn't warm.
Yeah.
I didn't know half the people who worked for me. I'd walk in, no one would get eye contact with me because you're the boss. I don't like that. I like to
And that sounds like a completely different from what you started it as.
I like to be the same as everybody else and have a laugh.
Yeah.
And if they're having a laugh, and like I shout, they were doing a little quiz once, I could hear them. And I knew the answer, so I shouted, and then it all went quiet and nobody carried on with the quiz. I was like, nobody will let me play.
See, I think that's another thing as well. People don't realise you're still the same person.
Yeah.
You're still the same person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't matter like where you're going in your business.
Yeah.
You're still Sharon from Witness.
Exactly the same.
You've not changed. Obviously, your name's got bigger because of your practice
Profile,
and stuff. But you're still Sharon.
Yeah, and like the rules, the employment rules particularly were what done me. I thought, this is stupid. All we do is have one-to-ones. All we do is people complaining and moaning about stupid things at life. And I can't help treating people like I was brought up. Get a grip.
Yeah.
Sort yourself out. What do you want me to do? I'm not bloody God Almighty. So then Robert stopped me from going into staff meetings because he said I'm going to get us in trouble by saying the wrong things. He said, for God's sake.
It is though, isn't it? So, like, this is we haven't got any staff on our employment, have we?
No,
For Regent.
that's
And
one
good
thing
job.
I will never do again.
We use a lot of freelance.
Yeah.
Because it's so
It works.
stressful.
Yeah.
Like, and I do think like the world has gone a bit mad.
It's gone
hasn't
stupid,
Yeah.
and then I think
can't
if
say
I'd
anything.
have done all this, had to do all this rubbish when I started, I wouldn't be here. There
Yeah.
would be no business.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a job in itself. That, like, what I always say, don't we, about like if you've got to manage a few people on a team, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
It is
in itself.
and the
it's
fear
like,
of getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's no common sense
No.
to it. It's completely
No.
ridiculous.
No.
So now I won't. I'm just on my own.
Yeah.
I won't employ anyone, and not because of the people, because I love building people up. You know, I had some great staff. I bought my PA an Audi, a brand new Audi as a surprise, and I stole her keys out of her bag and moved her own car out of her space, and then I set her up and I went, "Will you come up to my car with me and lift some boxes out?" She said, yeah. And I knew her so well. I knew what she was going to say next. And she'd go, "Oh my God, the car's been robbed." That's a dead good impression. And I'm like, "No, you must have parked it somewhere else." "No, my car, oh my God, I've got it in Glen." And I popped the boot and all blue helium balloons come out because she was an Evertonian. And she was crying and it was lovely because she'd never had a nice car. I fished for ages
really
to
nice.
see what a dream car would be. I know, I don't talk to her now anyway. So that didn't end well.
If you could speak to yourself,
Yeah.
well, a version of yourself who's starting up a business, what would you say?
I wouldn't change a thing. I think at each stage of your mindset is necessary for your growth. And it's essential that you don't know everything because that's how you learn.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for her. If I was talking to her now, I'm thinking, oh my God, love, you won't believe what you're going to go through. But like you say, at the same time, at least you're your own boss. For a while, I always felt like I could say what I want, post what I want on social media, which has come back to bite me now because trying to do other things. But while I worked for myself, I felt like I was free. I was free. In a way, you just get a different set of ball and chain, really, don't you? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's so inspirational, like listening to your story, honestly, like stories of how you've built it all up. It's just, and to hear, like at the very start, you were literally getting your little girl on the bus and how you've like struggled and you didn't have a good years at the start when you first started your business. And it's just,
hard.
This is what we want for. I don't suppose we'd have had a sort of like a business community then that could have supported you.
Nothing like that.
And this is what you're a member of Regent Business Club.
I love it.
And this is what we have set up Regent Business Club for. We are that safety net for people. For if you're just out there just starting a business off, or your business has been going a while and you just don't like networking, come and join our business community because we do it a little bit different. There are so many seats. There's only so many seats left available, and we're going to pop them on the screen. If you're one of these seats, please do get in touch with us. And yeah, if you'd like to have a little chat about what it is to be a Regent Business Club member, the details will be on the screen. So what is it now, Sharon? So what is next for Sharon Rotherham?
For me, I'm definitely not retired. I'm 55 now, and I feel like I've got something left in me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got a few businesses, but like they don't excite me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just investments really. Do a bit of forensics, a few hours a week. But for me now, it's politics because I don't want to do politics. But watching the television, I'm just so disgusted and frustrated. This budget, the robbing of small businesses, you know, the lack of opportunity for growth. They're killing us, absolutely killing us. So for me, I joined the Reform Party, but I haven't passed betting. So they can get stuffed. So I have joined Advance UK, which is also ex-Reform, people who got kicked out. And I'm going to the Manchester opening on Saturday, and I'm really with 𝐕𝐈𝐒𝐍, and he's wonderful. And they welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Reform, you had to be a bit of a sheep and agree with everything. And if I don't agree, I'm saying I don't agree. You know, I'm not going along with anything that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
So I try to engage with my local MP. He refuses to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon Rotherham for MP, I'm thinking.
I am. That's what's wrong with him. He's scared. And then I'd like the local council, I think, are horrific as well. I've just been having lots of fights with them all summer. Cost me a fortune, but I will still fight. I know you'll never beat the council, but I'll still fight on in the hope that they'll hold back on the next person they try to pick on, you know, because they are terrible. And because civil servants all day long, restrict business, what they've done to my clients over the years, I've had loads of fights with them, but I will be keeping fighting.
So are we going for MP?
I don't know. There's a long way to go yet. It frightens me a bit, the hate.
The
scrutiny, or can I take that people absolutely ripping you to shreds. I think you've got to be quite resilient for that. But I'd be behind the scenes. I got involved a lot in the Runcorn by-election campaign.
Yeah.
Just behind the scenes, even just posting letters, you know, campaigning, chatting to people. I like I say, I don't want to do it. I want somebody else to do it. But nobody with anything about them wants to.
But that's kind of where your heart is at the minute with that.
I'm disgusted with this country and what it's become.
Well.
No, Sharon, it's been amazing.
Thank you.
You've been in here. I think there should be a part 2 in our second.
I've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, I really do. But I've loved listening to you. I really, really have. Please subscribe to our channel. Next week we have the chatty bean counter in Kerry Bibby. So she'll be coming in chatting to us. And again, Sharon, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Steph, it's been a pleasure spending the day with you again.
And you. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
3 women, 1 vision.